Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. So today I thought we would look at the biopharma industry. In particular, this is a cassava science, which is ticker symbol SAVA. And I just wanted to explain why I don't trade this type of stuff. If you followed me for any certain amount of time, you'll know that I pretty much avoid earnings at all costs. I don't want to be on the wrong side of an earnings trade. But the second thing that I avoid is going to be anything that is in the biopharma sector. Anything pharmaceutical industries. I avoid this stuff heavily, even though the implied volatility can get really high on some of this stuff. It's high for a reason. This one actually was in the 400 range. It actually had been above 400 implied volatility for the last month nearly. So a very large move had gotten priced in. And what can happen is someone unfamiliar with this stuff may look at this as like free money. And actually, that is exactly what was happening in some of the Facebook groups that I was going to. A lot of people were selling cash secured puts, buying stocks, selling covered calls, because they were assuming that this stock had a support, in the 24 level, and it had a resistance around like the 32 level. So there were a bunch of people buying shares and selling calls, in these mid to high 30 range. And basically saying it was free money. But the problem you have with this pharmaceutical stuff is they go through clinical trials and they have certain phases, and these phases really make or break these companies. And a lot of these companies may only have like one or two drugs that they're working on. I'm not sure if Cassava Science has another drug. I know this particular instance, they were working on an Alzheimer's drug. And the clinical testing failed. I think it was a phase 3 trial, and it failed. So basically, they said this drug that they've been working on for how many ever years did not work. And oddly enough, I've actually traded this stock probably 2 or 3 years ago when it was in the 60s range. And after I got into it, I realized what it was a few days later and got out of the stock. But you need to be mindful of anything that is biopharma related, because they can make a huge move on these news events. And sometimes these news events work in your favor, and they may go up and you may make a lot of money. But when they move against you, normally this is a move that you're not going to be able to withstand if you have a large amount of your account in here. Let's say that you only have a $3,000 account. And so, you could sell like a 25 put right here and use $2,500 worth of collateral. Well, once you've sold that, now the stock is at, $3.65 a share. Well, your $2,500 that you've put up here is now only worth about $365. So you have taken a huge loss. You've basically wiped out your account if you have a small account. And I think this attracts a lot of people with smaller accounts because the returns are so high. When you have this implied volatility above 400 here, which has been for the last month, these returns look huge. It looks like you can get 40, 50, 60% return on your risk. But the problem is, once again, these stocks can move, 80, 90%. And I think this move here, basically from Friday's open, it opened on Friday at 31, closed at 26, and then opened right around $4 per share here. Basically from about the high here on Friday to this open right here. So from Monday's open, from Friday's open to Monday's open was like an 85% drop. And that's something most people won't be able to overcome. So I just wanted to just kind of bring this out and just let people know you should avoid this stuff unless you really, really know what you're doing. There are people that only trade this stuff, and that's fine if that's all you trade. If you already work in this industry and you understand how all this stuff works, that's great. You can probably make a lot of money, and I'm sure there are people that do that. But I don't know anything about this industry, so I avoid it. And if you don't know anything about it, you probably should do the same. So anyway, that's all I had for you today. I just wanted to kind of share this and give my 2 cents on this subject. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day and bye.